is a Bramble Jam podcast.
Welcome to Girls Gone Hallmark, a Hallmark review podcast. I'm Megan, and I'm a longtime Hallmark fan, here to tell you a little bit about what you're going to get in today's episode. This is a mini episode. We recently participated in a press junket with several other Hallmark podcasters, speaking to Sarah Drew and Peter Mooney of Mistletoe Murders. We had the chance to ask them several questions, and this mini episode is just the audio of the questions that we here at Girls Gone Hallmark asked. We are going to leave a link in the show notes to the full interview. It was an incredible discussion. Sarah and Peter were so warm and lovely and shared so much about the show. So I encourage you to give the entire interview a listen, but here's a sneak peek. Hi, I'm Megan from Girls Gone Hallmark, and like everybody here, we are huge fans of this show, and the two of you together are pure magic. I have to wonder, Mistletoe Murders, the series, is based on an established podcast series. So you guys came in, and there is some overlap between some of the voice actors in the podcast series and people who appear on the show. But obviously, the two of you created your own versions of these characters. Was there any part of you that felt influenced by those other portrayals or pressure to honor those portrayals? Or were you really just trying to forge your own path?
I can speak for myself. I really just wanted to forge my own path. Kobe Smulders does such an incredible job, but she's also a very different actor than I am. Like, we have very, very different energies. And so I listened to the first two episodes and I was like, she's so great. She's so brilliant. But I also want to do my own thing. I want to carve my own path. And the truth is, Ken has created all different mysteries for our TV series. And just being in the medium of getting to engage with the visual of it all, we really are our own thing, right? So we're just sort of embracing our unique piece of this storytelling. And also, I think not only are the mysteries different, but even some of our backstories, the way that Emily and Sam kind of come into the picture is different. They know each other for a long time before you meet them for the first time on the Audible podcast. And here we get them meet cute in the coffee shop. There's a lot that I think some of my backstory is different from the Audible series. So it really is its own thing.
Same. I didn't want to get confused. Which happens pretty easily. But I do love that they're both out there, like that it's this, I guess you wouldn't call it a cinematic universe because one is audio, but yeah. Like that there is this like Christmas Town existing in sort of two parallel dimensions. Yeah.
Totally. And then now they have Middlebridge, which is the Violet spinoff on Audible right now, and it's doing so well. They keep winning, racking up so many awards, the Audible series. So we're just thrilled for Ken and Michelle and Headspinner and that whole community. We love them so much.
And it gives all of us something to do while we're waiting for season 3 next year.
Wouldn't it be
Thank you
nice
so
if
much.
we had more than 6 episodes a season?
Yeah. That's my biggest wish about this show. Absolutely. You kind of touched on this. The tone of the show walks a line between cozy, Christmassy, and mysterious and murdery. I'd love to know what the atmosphere is like on set, which side of those things you guys are leaning into more. I mean, the vibe here is very fun and playful. So does that carry over to set as well?
Yeah, this is the vibe. Like when it comes to like cozy, it's a bit too hot. It's sweaty, cozy. We're acting the cozy bit. The murder it's very safe. We've had no
actual murders.
Yeah, very few injuries.
No,
spoiler again.
Break my hand this season.
I saw that photo with the cast.
Yeah, I know you have a really great joke about my method, being a method actor. You've done it at a few different interviews. Would you like to try it out here?
I'm going to try it out and see if I get a laugh this time. But because she had a cast in season 1 on the same hand, and then broke her left hand in season 2, I always joke that she's very method, just with terrible timing.
So having seen this season, I couldn't possibly pick a favorite scene, but I do have to say that there is a fight scene in this final pair of episodes.
Where do you think I broke my hand?
Well, that's my question part 1. And it had to be It's so well done, but I'm curious between the two of you, was there a favorite scene that you loved filming? Either that was the most fun or the hardest or the most challenging or the most painful?
I'll give you the most challenging because it relates directly to this.
Oh
Is
my gosh, yes.
we shoot pretty quickly. Like we don't have a lot of time to get these. And Sarah was such a pro, such a trooper. After she broke her hand, she was just worried about getting the day and going up to the hospital, being like, I think maybe we can still get the scene. I'm like, no, you have to go to the hospital. But we did keep filming, so we're like, what can we pull up? So we pulled up a scene that follows a later scene in that episode where Sarah and I are sitting by the fire. But Sarah was at the hospital, so I shot it with her stunt double, who's luckily there and wearing
In the wig, not my wig. I don't wear a wig, but she wears a wig.
wears a wig to match Sarah's hair.
Yeah.
But because of union rules and a whole series of complicated things, she couldn't say Sarah's lines. So our script supervisor was off camera, reading Sarah's lines, and Sarah's stunt double was there, looking like Sarah, sitting in the chair, going in time with the lines.
He texts me this because I'm thinking there's no way he's not like having to do his coverage and scenes between us while I'm in the hospital. That can't possibly happen. He's like, oh yes, it is happening. He describes it. I'm in the emergency room, like having my fingers like this
In traction.
trying to set it, whatever. And he describes the whole scene and then writes, "That's acting, baby."
Professionals to the end.
Yes. I wouldn't even, right after I broke my hand, it hurt so much, but I was like, because I was running and in a stunt sequence. So I was like so pumped full of adrenaline that I just kept trying to shake it off. So I kept like walking from room to room trying to shake it off. And then the medic was chasing me. He's like, you have to sit down. I was like, I don't want to sit down. And he finally got me to sit down. I wasn't crying. I was like, I can't cry because I can't wreck my makeup. We don't have time for me to redo the makeup, so I can't wreck the makeup. And he does this whole, exam on my hand. And then he goes, she's done for the day. She needs to go to the hospital. And I said, we don't have time for this. Just in tears. So that's how that journey started.
So those were our most eventful scenes. But I think the favorite scene was like the argument in the parking lot. I loved that. Loved that gazebo scene. I love when we get to spend time with them because there's so much for them to solve in these two episodes. We're moving at a pretty quick pace through a lot of it. But when that pace kind of breaks and there's like a personal moment between them, those are pretty wonderful scenes.
He wasn't in this scene, but there's a really fun scene in episode 5 where we kind of shot it as a oneer. We're walking through this restaurant and there are 6 or 7 characters that come in and out as I'm being led through and introduced to this whole new world that we're going to play in for these 2 episodes. And we shot it as one shot and we're traveling and our camera operator is operating on a Steadicam. And the choreography of everybody kind of moving into their place at the right moment to say their thing, to do this stuff, and then the camera. It's just a really fun and intricate choreography to it that always energizes me. That was actually the first scene we shot after I broke my hand. That was literally Thursday morning. Came back with a cast. They put a sock on my hand.
Yeah, that seems very West Wing.
Hide the broken hand while doing this oneer, which adds to the challenge of it. But I agree with you. Those meaty relational scenes are the most like fun and satisfying. But also when you get a challenge like a oneer like that to do, everybody just kind of goes, whoop, here we go, and we're doing it. It's like live theater, It's really fun.
So Sam and Emily both carry kind of emotional weight from their past for very different reasons. In season 2, do you each have a moment that you feel was a turning point for your characters?
Yeah, you're going to see it. I will say shooting the flashbacks for Emily in 5 and 6 was a massive... I didn't understand really who she was until I was in hair, makeup, and wardrobe. And then it was like, it was a new person with a whole history, unsullied and untouched in some ways by the things that were to come. And even playing the scenes with, I don't know if I can spoil that, with the other actor in it.
Yeah.
Like I found myself, it's a very different relationship than Sam and Emily years later, like so profoundly different. I'm responding differently interacting differently. It's not as kind a relationship for sure. And my character in playing those scenes and in just being present and responding in the moment, I was realizing, oh, sweet girl, like you've been through it. You have been through it. I get why there's still miles to go, but I get that is, sorry, I'm like trying to not, so look at my sweatpants. This is the party on it.
Giving it away.
I'm giving it all away. It's all a sham. But yeah, but that is a moment where I was like, okay, I get why and where and how she turned. I'm trying to hide some things I'm not allowed to say, which is why I'm stumbling so much. But yeah.
You got to meet her too.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was, and it's the weirdest, it was the weirdest and wildest thing because I didn't fully know who she was going to be until we were on set playing those scenes. And then I was like, oh, there she is. Whew. And even Mel, our director, was like, this is so wild because I look very different in the scenes for one thing, but also her energy is pretty different. And so she's like, I'm just so used to watching you as Emily, and now I'm seeing a totally different person as Grace, but she's still you. And it's like my mind is like breaking. I'm like, oh, this is why this is life. This is real. People change, you know? Like I wouldn't want to play Emily back when she's 25 because she's Grace. She's not Emily. She's different, you know? Anyway, sorry. I just went on and on and on.
No, it's good.
I love it.
Yeah, I think for me it was the second arc in season 2 where Sam starts to break the rules a little because I think for him he uses rules to keep himself safe, keep everything structured and ordered, and then he knows what's what and who's where, and it makes everything feel predictable and safe. But I think it's also kind of caused his life to shrink down and become, pretty myopic. It's just him and his daughter and his job, and that's it. And this town is small, and he can handle that. So when he starts to break the rules, I think it also breaks open like a little insight into like how much is out there that he's kind of not letting himself see.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to this episode of Girls Gone Hallmark, a Bramble Jam podcast. As we mentioned, the full episode of this interview. As we mentioned, the full interview is available at the link in the show notes of this podcast on our website at girlsgonehallmark.com. We'll be back next time with more Hallmark reviews. Goodbye. All right, friends, before we go, just a quick heads up. You're about to hear some ads. These little gems help us keep the show running and the Hallmark love flowing. So do with that info what you will. Grab a snack, hit the skip button, or maybe, just maybe, listen in and discover your new favorite product. Bye.